I'm Emma, and I've founded and I'm running the social media agency Social Industries, based out of Stockholm. But we work all over the Nordics and also some other international markets. My passion is, of course, my company and what we do, and try to convince clients and others to do greater things in social media. I think that it's a long way to go, overall, of course.
It's a long way to go.
You could argue that for a lot of people or a lot of brands, they just haven't adjusted yet to what you need to do to actually succeed in social media, and we try to help them.
Okay. We'll be on stage in very short time.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Can you give us a brief kind of sneak peek essence of what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, I'll do 5 things that you need to, or you could or should consider if you want to reach better results in social media. And it's basically about rethinking the way that you normally produce marketing or communication for other channels, and it's just a different way to think that some people think is very hard, and some once they start to reset their mind is easy. And I think it's easy, but yeah, and it's all about the result and create something that is actually measurable.
What would you say are since you're going to be stopping by the do's and don'ts, can you mention a don't, a challenge, something that people might be doing a lot of at the moment that you try to kill?
Yeah, unfortunately it's much easier to say the don'ts, because the do's is it's more complicated, obviously. So it's hard to say, do this and then you'll succeed, because it's just not that easy. But the don'ts, one is to not, One is not to create content to create traditional marketing for social medias. That's one. And that's just, it's easy, don't do that. And another is, you should rethink, a lot of brands, they have a social media manager that's supposed to handle everything from strategy to content production to advertising to, the works. That usually doesn't work very well. If you want the true results. So basically you have to put some real effort behind your efforts. There are many others. In the speech upstairs I have 5.
5, okay.
Yeah.
Can you mention one other thing that is a do?
A do?
Yeah, a do.
Yeah, I think that when creating content these days you need to you can't create, like a video, for instance, and after you created it, think about, okay, so how am I going to distribute this? You have to think about that at the same time, because it's much, much more difficult nowadays to actually reach out with, no matter how great your content is, that doesn't mean that it will show up in front of your audience, because basically, no one woke up this morning and thought, man, I wish there were more content that I can consume online, because it's just too much and you have to break through all that noise, and it's very difficult. But one piece of that puzzle is to actually not only focus on, what is my content and what does that look like, because it doesn't really help. There are other components that are just as strong, I think.
Where do you think is the most important place to start before you produce a video, or before you start creating a piece of content?
Yeah, the easy answer to that is to think more about your audience than yourself. so that you actually, instead of asking yourself a question, which is, okay, what do I as a brand want to say? You ask yourself, what does my audience want to watch? And don't make the mistake of just, but I really think they're interested. As a starting point, just be hard on yourself and think that no one cares. And how do I make them care if no one cares? No one has time and no one cares. And just start with that. And even if some people care, you've come a long way if you just, can step out from yourself and think about others more. And obviously also back this, assumption up with data. Have a look. Are people talking about, I don't know what it is that a brand wants to talk about, but are they talking about this thing that we want to talk about, or are they already talking about our product, and how, and what can we make them do and feel and think? And I think that's a good starting point for any type of communication, whether it's a video or anything. You should also consider the fact that it's very, very hard to, you can buy video views for 3 to 7 seconds. But to get people to watch after 7 seconds, it's difficult. And then there are a whole lot of other things to consider, like, how does it start? How do I keep people's attention? And where is it distributed? Are people more likely to watch videos on Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or just another digital channel, my homepage or whatever it is? Where is it most efficient? And unfortunately, in social media, due to all the content and all the noise it's very, very hard to get people to watch.